Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Leadership Void podcast. I'm Enrique with my co host Vince to bring you the best in our veteran, military spouse, and first responder community. And Vince will introduce today's guest.
Thanks, Enrique. As you know, it is February, folks. Time is just flying by. We're here with Helen, Dottie Adams, the founder and president of Connecting the Dots for Veterans, all the way from St. Cloud, Florida. Dottie, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about you.
Thanks, Vince. Thanks, Enrique, for having me on this show. So I'm an Army veteran. I did 4 years. I joined the Army right after high school. My dad joined because he wanted to get dentures, and I joined to make the dentures. So very Korean full circle. And so I came to St. Cloud about 3 years ago and started a nonprofit called Connecting the Dots for Veterans. We're a 501c3. I have the pleasure of doing this with my amazing husband, John, who's a 15-year Army veteran, and he worked for the VA. So we have the inside track on how to help veterans navigate the VA. Super excited to be here, but super excited to be able to service the veterans and their families in our community. So that's pretty much what we've been up to lately.
How wonderful, not only to have served, now married into another service member, and now you're doing the benefit of guiding veterans through their transition from service to what we call now civilian life. So you started this nonprofit. So tell us a little bit more about connecting the dots for veterans.
Sure. It was born out of necessity, actually. For 30 years, I've been helping veterans just on the side navigate. I was with the Disabled American Veterans. And then when I came to St. Cloud, I thought everybody would know about veteran benefits being so close to Lake Nona. And I found that that is not the case. A lot of people did not know about the PACT Act, the new law. They didn't know how to navigate the VA. They just were struggling. And so connecting the dots was born out of necessity. And we service veterans on off hours, especially. A lot of our younger veterans work during the day. So I didn't want them to take time off work to come see us. We set up workshops at the St. Cloud Chamber of Commerce. We do weekends. We come to you. We just kind of adopted our community, and we Zoom anybody anywhere. So I have clients across the world, to be honest.
Well, thank you for everything you do. 20 plus years in doing this, Dottie, is, it's definitely a passion of yours. We can feel it. We know about you, and we're honored to have you on our podcast. Now, you've been doing this for 3 years. Can you share with our audience who thinks about either starting a business or starting a nonprofit, any challenges or lessons learned?
We worked so hard and worked so long hours in the business. We really didn't take time to work on the business. That's the biggest challenge that we have faced. I always say that we don't have a bunch of legs underneath our business. And what I mean by that, John and I are not business people. So we took courses through VEI. We're taking courses through the SBDC to make sure that when that grant opportunity comes, we're ready to jump. We've got a bunch of advisors on board now. We've grown exponentially in the past year. It's been exciting. VEI helped us change our whole mindset about how we practice business. And we're using a lot of the tools we learned from VEI, and it has just been phenomenal. We have a couple different programs in our business now that we didn't have a year ago, which is exciting. The Hero program. So if you want to volunteer your time and talent, we got a place for you here in our company. And we really reach out to veterans and their spouses because they understand the culture of what the veterans and their families go through. So we have volunteer opportunities left and right. And then we started a pay it forward program. We noticed that people wanted to pay it forward so that no one else got left behind. And so whether it's through time talent donation or monetary or, in kind, we're all about it. There is always a place for somebody that wants to do something for the next generation or the past generation. Our Vietnam veterans are coming out in droves that they never filed for benefits ever before. And so it's exciting to help them.
And it's wonderful to hear all the things that you are doing, not only as a business, but also in the community. Very heartwarming to see another vet come out and ingest something good into their community. I know St. Cloud is blessed to have you. Now, you've come a long way in the last year, it sounds, with the help of another veteran organization. So what's on the horizon for connecting the dots for veterans?
I am all about getting a Dottie mobile. That's my next goal. Everybody jokes with me and says, you need the ice cream truck and play the military music and have veterans chase you down the sidewalk like an ice cream truck kind of concept. I'm like, no, no, no. I like the music part though. And I said, we need something that we can do outreach more. We're going to more widows' houses. We're doing more workshops. We want to get into all the communities in Osceola County next. We started with the St. Cloud Chamber, and that's the first Saturday of the month and the first Monday of the month after hours. That has blossomed into something that is amazing. This Saturday, we have 7 people. We start at 1:00 and we don't leave till the last veteran is seen. So that's kind of a cool community outreach. But the Dottie Mobile is the next key. So if anybody of you out there that wants to get rid of your motorhome or has a 15-passenger van, I'm the girl you need to talk to, because we need that desperately next.
Yeah, definitely to broaden your horizons. I love the Dottie Mobile concept. That sounds so wonderful. Warms my heart to hear, Dottie, that it will come to fruition. I know it will. Now let's transition, talk about leadership. What do you do, Dottie, to sharpen your skill sets that aid you to thrive in your professional life?
Well, the VA trains a lot. We have to train in everything. We don't just focus on benefits. When a veteran calls, I want to make sure that I give them the right information, and the laws change all the time. So we have to stay abreast of the VA policies and practices. In addition, John and we just graduated from the launch and the scale up for VEI. I just got introduced to a women's program. I applied for the George W. Bush Leadership School cohort, and I'll know in March if I'm a finalist, and in April, fingers crossed, I get picked to go to a cohort for 6 months and talk about what we do on a national scale. And that's super exciting. We've teamed up with some attorneys that potentially we could work out some arrangement. I want an attorney I can trust, that I can send veterans to that have complex cases, and so we're just changing a lot of practices. But as far as leadership and sharpening up my skills, working with veterans one-on-one is the most rewarding thing I could ever do. We change lives. And the funny story about that is, in 2018, I had a mini stroke. I couldn't even say the word chair, Vince. Not at all. Everything went away. I was in school full time. Everything stopped for a whole year. And for me to get up every morning after a triple bypass in 2020 to be able to serve our veterans and their families with a cognitive mind, I always tell them, you helped me much more than I could ever help you.
Oh, that's amazing. And I would say praise God for that. Having you has been a joy to see and be with you in our community. We see you everywhere, so we know that your life is of purpose. And I know all your clients can attest to that. Uh, you mentioned what we do and what you do to sharpen your saw, but there must have been some advice, even in your early years with the Army, and as you are becoming a great business owner, that you received that you would like to pass on to an emerging leader today. What would that be?
Be authentic, be yourself. Nobody, match your insides to your outsides. I want to share with you the most critical moment of my entire career helping others. And that was when Jesse Brown, the former secretary of the VA, in a big, big, big convention center, put his arms on me and talked to me for 10 minutes, and the world just melted away. I was the most important person in his life at that moment. And I said, that is exactly what I want my veterans and their families to feel when I am in front of them. This period of time, they are the most important person in my world. And my clients have said that again and again. You're authentic and you make me feel like I am the most important person. And so that is a tribute to Jesse Brown, who helped me when I was 24 years old, freshly new in the DAV world. And the other aspect is, know the laws, because the VA is very strict on their laws and what they do and don't do. And if you are educated even a little bit through our program, we educate, we empower, we engage. Those are the big 3 E's. But just the education alone, then you know how to fight the VA. And I don't look at it as an adversarial fight. I look at it as a fight for your life and your family's life for the rest of your life. And going through our proven program, we have a 90% track record to get people to 100%. So I'm super proud of that.
Super proud indeed, and match your inside to your outside. Love that, that advice you give, and of course, be authentic. Be present is also what I'm also hearing from everything you're saying. So thanks, Dottie, for that. How about a memorable leadership aha moment you'd like to share with our audience?
Sure. I had the opportunity to help a World War II veteran that got shot in the head in Iwo Jima, and I could prove his case. The organization had his case since 1985. Be fearless. I went to a meeting with the Secretary of the VA, Anthony J. Principi. He came to Alaska, where I was the first woman disabled American veterans commander for the state. And I walked up to him and I said, please help. And he did. And he back paid this veteran from 2000 to 1985, 100%. That was my most amazing story. And the veteran bought his first color TV, paid off his apple orchard. He was a Marine. And he was one of the most underserved veterans I've ever seen and mismanaged. And so to do that for him was the proudest moment of my life.
What an amazing, amazing story. And one that I know is more frequent than not. And it's out there, right? There are thousands upon thousands of veterans that have not gotten their just day with the VA, and you are doing that. That's a great share. Thank you for doing that and being fearless, right? Talk about being fearless. There are some times that fear is going to come at you in business or in your day-to-day life. So, what are certain strategies that you use with your team or your company when times of change and challenge come?
Yeah, we never thought that our organization would skyrocket as fast as it has. And so there was lots of change and growing pains, let me tell you. And it's fun because it's only just me and my husband. So we have to kind of leave our business in our one extra bedroom for business and walk away and still be husband and wife, right? That's challenging, let me tell you. Not to do the business 24/7, but it's fun and it's exciting. One of the things that we implemented right away were a couple things about being brutally honest. I call it the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to know all. And if we don't know everything that is bad, how do we fix it, right? And we don't look at it as bad. We look at it as opportunities to correct and adjust and pivot. And right now, we're up against something that a lot of people think that we should start an LLC component and do a transitional type TAP thing. I did a TAP briefing for 7 years. So I want to call it something like OWN, Operation What Now? And we want to pivot into that arena, but that takes a lot of time away from our nonprofit. So right now, we're working with other people to get input because I don't want to make this decision on my own. And that's the joy of this community of veterans. And everybody's got skill sets that they bring to the table and they can share with us. And I'm not afraid to ask. I'm truly, I want to know. You have amazing skill sets that I would love to learn from, both of you guys, and the communities that you bring together. So yeah, it's exciting times, but man, I tell you, it's challenging, but just stay positive about it because, I truly believe that God put me here on purpose at this particular time in this community because we can make St. Cloud the hub, the beginning stages, being Soldier City, we can make this into something amazing. Once we develop it here, then we can duplicate it elsewhere. And that's the goal.
I love that goal, Dottie. From a triple bypass to, taking rocking and rolling here with the Dottie Mobile in the near future. Love everything you're doing. The landscape is rich with your efforts and John, your husband. So thank you for everything you guys are doing. So folks listening in, how do they connect with you or connecting the dots for veterans?
Sure. If they want to call me, it's 463-CONNECT. Pretty easy to remember. They can call me. They can look at my Linktree account. Linktree is pretty cool. A lot of people don't know about that. And you can see my past videos. I had a show in Hawaii called Voice of the Veteran. Dun, dun. So it was such a fun video. And I got a chance to honor a Korean War veteran. Got to see that clip because my mom's Korean and she was in an orphanage. And because of Korean War veterans, I mean, she had a future, I had a future, my son has a future. So we don't forget those guys that served over there. And they're my special project people. I love them. And every chance I get, I want to honor them. But there's videos from that. There's the other podcasts I've done. So Linktree is where we want you to land first. And it's linktr.ee/connecting the dots for veterans. And then the third way is our website. We want to be known as your vet coach. So when you say my vet coach Dottie or my vet coach John, so now our website is myvetcoach.org. So we just want everybody to kind of have an easy way to reach us and get a hold of us. And we do intake forms for you. And then we assess, hey, this is what you need to do. We have a very step-by-step 1, 2, 3 by the numbers, just like in the military, by the numbers. We don't overcomplicate things, and we've got a proven method that can help. Please reach out.
Outstanding. Now, folks, we will have all that information as part of the show notes and video for you to get a hold of Dottie, her services, and all the great things that she is doing. And if you want to get a hold of the Leadership Void podcast, theleadershipvoid@gmail.com is where you'll send that correspondence. If you would like a guest featured or a topic in leadership covered, that's how you'll do it.
Yeah. Helen Dottie Adams is here today, connecting the dots for veterans. We appreciate everything you're doing. And our sponsors, Triple Nickel, A Hero for Kids, and FAVOB. So thank you for sponsoring our show as always. But Dottie, it's been a pleasure and an honor. Wish you much success. Dottie Van is on the roll here in the near future. Dottie Mobile. Love it. Have a great day, Dottie.
Thank you, Vince. Thank you, Enrique. Pleasure.